all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the Daily Morning Update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Here's everything that you need to know. In the top news, Britain and the European Union look set to seal a historic post-Brexit deal in time for Christmas after negotiators reached the outline of the deal that includes a compromise on fishing rights. The negotiators were working late overnight to finalize the wording of the agreement, which will formally complete Britain's separation from the bloc almost 5 years after the 2016 referendum. The cabinet is also holding a conference call to be briefed on the state of the negotiations, according to a British official. The document still needs to be approved by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and EU governments, but officials on both sides hope to make an announcement by later today. In the other important update from overseas, US consumer spending and incomes fell more than forecast in November, and filings for unemployment benefits remained at elevated levels last week. That's the latest sign that the recent surge in COVID-19 cases is hurting the economic recovery there. Initial jobless claims in regular state programs dropped by 89,000 to 803,000 in the week ended the 19th of December, according to the Labour Department on Wednesday. On an unadjusted basis, claims fell by about 73,000. Back home, the Reserve Bank of India has cautioned consumers against unauthorized digital lending applications following continued reports of poor loan approval and recovery practices followed by some platforms. The second warning from the central bank in recent months has prompted the Digital Lenders Association to issue a revised code of conduct hours after the regulator's notice. In the automotive space, Honda Cars India yesterday formally announced the closure of manufacturing operations at its Greater Noida facility in Uttar Pradesh. The automaker said the decision to cease production at the plant, which came up in 1997, has been taken as part of realignment of manufacturing operations with the goal of improving business efficiency. In the telecom space, Bharti Airtel added the highest number of active subscribers in October, clocking more regular paying users on its network than its peers. The active user base, or those who regularly renew subscriptions of India's second largest wireless operator, rose 1% month-on-month in October, according to data provided by the telecom regulator. That's as many as 3 million users, helping it edge past Reliance Jio Infocomm on active subscriber base. Active user base for Reliance Jio, meanwhile, increased by 0.3% sequentially, or 1.1 million, while it fell by 1.2 million, or 0.5% month-on-month, for Vodafone Idea. In more international news, President Donald Trump yesterday vetoed the $740.5 billion US defense policy bill, setting up a clash with Congress, which is poised to override him for the first time. The bill passed both chambers with enough support to reach the two-thirds threshold to overrule Trump. In international markets, US equities ended mixed, with the Dow ending 0.4% higher and the S&P 500 ending flat. The Nasdaq dropped 0.3%. In the Asia-Pacific region, this morning, all three early risers have started in the green, all gaining more than 0.5% on the last trading session before the Christmas holiday. And with that, it's over to Hormuz Fatakia for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Hormuz. How are we looking today?
Good morning to you, Alex, and to those tuned in. The final trading day of the truncated week has arrived, and it is also the weekly options expiry today. The markets have had 2 strong days of rebound and have recovered most of Monday's losses. Technology stocks continued to lead the recovery, but it was the broader markets that saw outperformance on Wednesday. On to specific stocks then, and starting with cement names ACC and Ambuja, which at their respective board meetings held on Wednesday approved the renewal of the existing technology and know-how agreement known as the TKH agreement with Holcim. Under this agreement, the companies will pay a TKH fee of 1% of net sales each year to Holcim for a period of 2 years starting the 1st of January 2021. The terms of the agreement are the same as held earlier. Bharat Forge's German subsidiary companies have reached a settlement with Germany's national competition regulator in connection with 2 separate proceedings. The subsidiary companies have reached a settlement for an aggregate amount of 32 million euros to be paid over a period of the next 5 years. The final settlement of one of the subsidiary companies was signed on Wednesday, while that for the other 2 is expected to be signed early next year. Dish TV is the next stock where the cabinet has approved revision in guidelines to allow 100% FDI in direct-to-home or D2H service providers. The cabinet has also approved extension of the license period to 20 years from 10 earlier, and the revised license fee will now be 8% of adjusted gross revenue as compared to 10% earlier. In anticipation of this news, the stock ended 11.5% higher on Wednesday at a 52-week high. Also watch out for Vedanta, where various media reports suggest that the company is planning to launch an offer to qualified institutional buyers to buy up to 5% stake via block deals. Promoters are expected to buy the shares between 150 to 160 rupees a share for the deals, indicating a deal size of anywhere between 2700 to over 2900 crore rupees. Tata Communications has acquired a majority 58.1% stake in Oasis Smart SIM Europe, a France-based embedded SIM technology provider. This investment will fully integrate the eSIM technology into the Tata Communications MOVE platform, so watch out for this stock. Also watch out for UTI Asset Management Company, which said that the new scheme launched called the UTI Small Cap Fund has attracted over 86,000 applicants and has collected over 920 crore rupees. The NFO was launched from the 2nd to the 16th of December this year. On to IPOs then, and the most successful issue of the year, Mrs. Bector's Foods, will be listing on the bourses today. The IPO was subscribed close to 200 times during the 3-day period, making it the most subscribed IPO since 2017. And speaking of IPOs, the 3-day issue of Antony Waste Handling Cell saw overall subscription of 15 times. Institutional portion was subscribed 9.7 times. The non-institutional portion was subscribed close to 19 times, while the retail portion saw subscription of 17 times. And some buzzing stocks from Wednesday's session. Biocon closed at a record high with gains of over 4.5%. The stock has gained in 6 out of the last 7 trading sessions. Vodafone Idea is the other one, which ended with gains of over 11% on Wednesday. The stock closed at the highest level in 3 months. The stock will also be in focus based on the telecom data that Alex spoke to you earlier in the piece. And Birlasoft gained for the second straight day on Wednesday, ending with gains of over 12.5% and at a record high. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty showed that the index was flat around the mark of 13,620. As of closing on Wednesday, both Sensex and Nifty were down 1% for the truncated week. Whether the 7-week rally ends today or we gain for 8 straight weeks, time will tell. The last time the Nifty gained for 8 weeks in a row was between December of 2017 to January of 2018. That's all from me this week. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happier weekend. With that, it's back to you, Alex, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thanks, Hormuz. Wish you and all our listeners a safe and blessed Christmas. Well, that's all we have for you in this podcast, but you'll find a lot more on the website bloombergquint.com. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and an even better weekend.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.